All right, let's talk about your car. We're going to dive into 5 super common habits that might be silently wrecking your automatic transmission. And trust me, you're probably doing at least one of them without even realizing it. So, let me just ask you straight up. Are you right now secretly destroying one of the most complex and expensive parts of your car? Well, the answer might actually shock you. That's the whole magic of an automatic, isn't it? It feels so simple. You just point it and go. But that simplicity, it's kind of deceptive. It hides some really serious mechanical weak spots, and it makes some very, very expensive mistakes incredibly easy to make. And when I say costly, I am not kidding. A modern transmission replacement, that can easily set you back over $3,500. Yeah, so paying attention for the next few minutes could literally save you a pile of cash. Okay, ready? Let's get right into it. We're going to count down the 5 habits you absolutely need to stop doing right now to save your transmission and your bank account. So first up, let's talk about a place we all go just about every day, the parking lot. This is where one of the most common and most damaging mistakes happens all the time. We're calling this one the quick reverser. You know the scene. You're in a rush, you're trying to snag that perfect parking spot. You do something that feels super efficient, but for your car, it's a total mechanical nightmare. And this is it, shifting from drive into reverse or from reverse back into drive, while the car is still rolling, even just a little bit. Come on, we've all done it, right? Trying to shave off a second or two? So let's break down what's actually happening. Your car is rolling forward, but you suddenly jam the gear selector and force the transmission to want to go backwards. That sends this huge jolt, this massive shockwave through the entire gearbox. It's basically like a mechanical gut punch. So what's the hero move here? It's so simple. Always, and I mean always, come to a full, complete stop before you shift between drive and reverse. That 1 extra second of patience, that's what's going to save your transmission. All right, let's move out of the parking lot and onto the road, especially into those high-pressure situations like heavy traffic. This is where our next 2 big mistakes tend to pop up. Coming in at number 4 is a habit you might already know you have. We call it the lead foot. And yeah, this is all about how you treat that gas pedal. We're talking about aggressive driving, constantly flooring it off the line and then slamming on the brakes at the last second. This creates just a crazy amount of stress and friction, and it wears down all those tiny, delicate parts inside your gearbox. Doing this all the time will absolutely shorten the life of your transmission. And right along with the lead foot is mistake number 3, the brake rider. This is a huge one, especially if you're stuck in that soul-crushing stop-and-go traffic. So look at the difference here. Instead of flooring it and then riding the brake, which creates tons of stress and, importantly, heat, the goal is smooth acceleration and good control. Being gentle makes a massive, massive difference in reducing wear and tear. And that brings us to the most important point. Seriously, if you remember one thing, remember this. Heat is the number 1 biggest enemy of your automatic transmission. Period. Why? Because it breaks down the transmission fluid that's supposed to be protecting everything, and it can even warp the metal parts inside. Both of those bad habits we just talked about, they create tons of this killer heat. Okay, our next section is all about the silent killers. These are the problems that you might not notice day to day, but believe me, they are slowly doing some serious damage right under the hood. And the number 2 biggest mistake is being a fluid forgetter. This is all about basic maintenance that is just so easy to overlook. I want you to think of your transmission fluid as the lifeblood of your gearbox. It does everything. It lubricates, it cools, it cleans. But when that fluid gets old and dirty, it's basically like sludge in the system. That leads to gear slipping, shifts feeling rough or delayed, poor lubrication, and, you guessed it, overheating, which can cause total catastrophic failure. The hero move here is so simple. Just open up your car's owner's manual, find the service schedule for your transmission fluid, and stick to it like glue. It's honestly one of the best and cheapest investments you can make in your car's long-term health. And that brings us to our number 1 mistake. This one happens in a really specific but really common driving situation, dealing with hills and steep slopes. That's right. The number 1 habit that is destroying automatic cars is using the wrong gear on a slope. And this is something that millions of drivers do every single day without a second thought. The bad habit is just leaving the car in drive, or D, no matter how steep the hill is. I mean, your car will do it, sure, but inside it's paying a really heavy price. So, what's going on? When you leave it in drive on a steep hill, the transmission is constantly shifting or hunting for the right gear. It's working incredibly hard to either pull you up the hill or slow you down on the way back. And all that work generates our old enemy, excess heat, which leads directly to premature wear. So, the hero move is to take control yourself. Shift your car down into a lower gear. It's often marked as L or 2. Or use your car's manual mode if it has one. This uses the engine's power to help control your speed, and it takes a huge load off both your transmission and your brakes. So let's do a quick recap of the 5 hero moves that'll save your transmission. Number 1, stop completely before shifting. 2, drive smoothly, no lead foot. 3, stay off that brake. 4, change your fluid on time. And 5, use those lower gears when you're on a steep hill. And there you go. Now you know exactly what's going on under the hood. You can be a smarter driver, and you can literally save yourself thousands of dollars in the long run. So I gotta ask you, be honest. Which one of these bad habits is the toughest one for you to break? Let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching.